Welcome to the More Time, More Money and More Wealth mini podcast for medical professionals, brought to you by MediSuccess and the WOW Advisors Group. This podcast is dedicated to medical professionals who would like to work smarter, not harder, earn significantly more income and create astonishing wealth. Now, let me introduce you to our host today, Hitesh Mohanlal.
Hello, it's Hitesh Mohanlal here, and as that previous introduction said, I am a specialist advisor to medical professionals, and I work specifically on how a medical professional can work less, how they can generate either the same income or more income, and then using that income, because most medical professionals earn quite a lot of money, how do we use that income to generate exceptional wealth? Now, I practice what I preach, so I only do 3 days a week, and I do that only because I want to, not because I have to. And I probably take anywhere between 12 and sort of 16 weeks annual leave as well. And I've built enough outside wealth outside the business so that I do not actually have to work on a day-to-day basis. And the idea of the podcast is to show you how you can do all those things if you wish to. So without further wasting of time, if you like, off to the next topic. Hello and welcome to our More Money, More Time, More Wealth podcast for medical professionals. This is our second episode, so welcome, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode. Today, one of the questions I get asked a lot by medical professionals is, how do I choose a good financial planner? Now, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not a financial advisor, so it's a question that I get a lot when we're discussing investments. And generally, the industry does not have a great reputation. Most financial planners are not seen as being truthful or honest. And so there's a bit of a credibility issue there. But if you were to go to the government and ask them, they will refer you to moneysmart.gov.au, a government website, which will tell you to research a financial advisor and look and read at the financial planner's financial services guide. To be honest, that's not really going to work. And the reason is because this is about 4 pages long, and the first page is usually a few paragraphs to tell you how you can make a complaint. And in my books, that's not a great way to start a relationship. Look, these things are regulated documents, okay? Planners must show you this because they are legally required to do them. They're not exactly exciting things to read. Yes, they're important, but you're not really going to choose a planner by reading one of these documents, which also effectively is a brochure. I mean, when was the last time you read a brochure and said, you know what, I think what you're providing is crap and we're going to overcharge you? It's not going to say that, but that's possibly what could happen if you go to a wrong planner. The Australian government really isn't the best organisation to teach you about money or investments, okay? What's the most important thing that affects every single person living in Australia from a very young age to the day they die? It's money. But our government does not think it would be in your interest or anybody else's interest to learn or understand anything about money. To them, understanding long division and the square root of 16 is way, way, way more important. I never managed to work out or understand any of these mathematical queries, or mysteries as I would like to call them, nor did I have Harry Potter's skill for the witchcraft required to calculate any of these financial and mathematical problems. My advice is, do not find a planner yourself, because you cannot, nor will you know if the planner you are talking to is saying or charging the right amounts. I had a client who went out on their own and paid about $16,000 for a statement of advice. Their affairs are not complex, so this is really a large amount of money. But because they did not know anything different, it felt normal. The reality is the financial advice industry is a bit of a mess. It needs to be dismantled and, to be quite honest, rebuilt from scratch. If the Royal Banking Commission taught us anything, it was that. But that will never happen because the financial planning is really, really big business and big money for those big businesses. And that means small businesses like my own that really understand its clients and know what may be best for them are made to jump so many hoops and barriers, it's not worth the hassle. And that is one of the reasons I am not a financial planner. But to give you an idea of how poor the law is, because I'm not a financial planner, I cannot even tell you if it's a good idea to set up a self-managed super fund, even if I've dealt with your affairs for the last 50 years. This is something that can only be done by a financial planner who has no real idea of who you are or what you're like. They then go away and produce a statement of advice which could be as much as 100 pages long and charge you $5,000 for the privilege. You then read it and you've got absolutely no idea what it says or means. It could have been written in Hebrew for all you know. So clients tend to bring it to me and I read it, and sometimes it actually doesn't make sense to me either, because the financial planner hasn't considered everything, because they don't have the inside knowledge you get from really knowing your client. Besides, I can't read Hebrew either. So all I can say is, sorry, I can't really advise you. You've got to go back to the guy who wrote this and tell them to explain it to you, because that's why you paid them $5,000. But the biggest issue I have with financial planners is how they tend to ignore direct property investment, which is real estate, or purchases of a medical practice or a business that can generate alternative income. But despite the above, I will say a good financial planner can work wonders for you. So, how do you get one? Firstly, you can ask your accountants. Accountants generally have financial planners in-house, which can be a good thing. Generally, all the information that you need is readily available and the process is easier. Just a word of warning. Some financial planners are what I call tied to specific products. This means you're unable to compare the entire market. So for example, if you go to see NAB about life insurance, all they can offer you is NAB products, even if there's something else better out there. If your accountant doesn't have an in-house financial planner like we do, they'll probably have several financial planning companies they can refer you to. Do we as accountants benefit? Sometimes. If they have an in-house planner, they're likely to have an agreement between them. And sometimes we get commissions for various referrals. But whatever we get, the financial planner is obligated to tell you, so you know exactly what's happening. Secondly, you can get a good referral. If you do not trust your accountant, which might be a bit of a worry, you could ask other professionals, family, and friends. Generally, if a financial planner is good, they'll be happy to recommend them. But from experience, if anyone has a bad financial planner, they would rather say they don't know one than admit that they actually employ a bad planner. 3. Find a planner who charges a fee rather than a commission. In the same way, good accountants are recognizing they should not be charging on an hourly basis, financial planners are moving more and more towards charging a fee rather than receiving a commission on products they sell. I have always thought charging by the hour or receiving commission is not only unethical, but probably negligent too. For many years, professionals have been uncomfortable about commissions being paid because a financial advisor could be tempted to recommend a specific product because the commission they receive is better. If, however, a financial controller charges a fee, you can be sure that the financial advisor is always recommending the best product for you because what he gets paid is exactly the same. It's safer for you and you will never be left wondering if you got the best deal. When you meet a planner, though, you should be looking for a few things. 1. Ask them about their main client base and specialty areas if they have any. 2. Discuss how often and when you're going to get to meet them, and get them to work out exactly what they are going to get in return. 3. How will they manage your money? 4. What information and reports will you receive and how often? 5. How will they monitor and manage your investments? 6. What commissions will they receive from financial products and how will they help you choose which products are best for you? And finally, will there be any exit fees if you decide to move? A good financial advisor will get to know you, keep you informed and help you achieve your goals. They will also talk to your accountant and keep them up to date as well. And that, in a nutshell, is how I would choose a financial planner. Hope this helps and see you on the next episode.